Hello.
Hello, everyone. It's Cribbini and Tina.
There's your camera.
Welcome to the channel. Trust everybody just having a wonderful day and that your day is going great and that you're in the best of health and that you're still in your right mind.
Yes, with health as always being most important. We are close and up and personal today. Hello. How y'all doing?
How you feeling? Hope everything's good.
So we tried to do a video about this, but the videos went so long because he has so much to say. And plus, I wanted a little back and forth. Like, I want some people to tune in and say some stuff. So we decided we're just going to pop up, do a live,
Right,
and talk about, just like the thing said, the slap heard around the world.
J-Rod, what's up, man? Good to hear from you, man. Hope everything's going good.
Hey, J-Rod.
Everything's going great. This video,
and before I cut you off, but
okay.
Sorry, but this video also gives you kind of a little sneak peek to the living room.
Right.
So see, you guys that tuned in, look at you got a two for one.
You see the fireplace, you can see my umbrella back there.
Our new couch, everything, huh?
Yeah,
Milo, if you move your shoulder, but she's sleeping in the bed.
Yeah,
you can see her.
You see her right there. See her big head back there.
But anyway, go ahead. Yes, and make sure to hit that thumbs up. Thanks.
Right.
Ding,
so
ding.
This video is about an incident that happened in California.
Yes.
Was it last week? This week?
Just happened a few days ago. I know it seems like forever.
It feels like forever but it hit overseas first because we're ahead of you guys. So it was in Australia, London, all over the place, unedited.
Right.
What happened at the Oscars this year
between Will Smith
and Chris Rock?
So anybody that's on, you want to drop and tell me what you think? I'd love to hear that while he talks about it. So go ahead.
Okay, what I want to talk about it. First of all, this wasn't Will Smith's total night. This was for the people that work so hard.
Yes.
That earn to be there.
Yes.
And this is actually, if you get all the details, this was supposed to be an historic night for a lot of people that put in a lot of hard work.
Yes.
And this guy,
all black
cast.
Yeah, back all the writers, the producers, everyone, the music, all that. Yeah, so it's supposed to be like
Until this guy lost his mind.
Right.
Went up on stage, slapped the crap out of Chris Rock, and went back to his seat.
Right.
And I'm shocked that I didn't see any. That's the first thing I'm upset about.
Yeah.
I didn't see no security. Now, if me and you did something like that, the security would come running all over the place.
It's the Oscars. I don't expect there to be security. Not with that level of people.
I wouldn't care if it was an Oscar Mayer winner. No man deserved that type of respect in this kind of forum, because we had something like this happen before.
You said nobody
deserve this kind of disrespect.
Okay.
All
right, I got
now,
you.
they had other, I don't know if it happened, Grammys or something like that happened, and it really made things really, really bad. But when he did this, when Will Smith came out of box, I knew that that wasn't him. There was somebody else in him. Okay? There was somebody else totally in him, and I know it was the devil.
That was issues, yeah.
Okay? I don't care if it was childhood issues, what he had been through, what his wife pushed him into this, prompted him to do this, because she rolled her eyes, and she got her own show too.
Yeah.
That they done told all the family business. The whole world knows all their business.
Right.
So how you expect when you open up this can of worms, people are not going to respond to it? But I came from an old school. The old school always says, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice.
So J-Rod said that it was wrong and he should not have done that. But I understand from a human standpoint, I think it's bigger than the joke itself, possibly internal things. Yes, I totally agree. He let his emotions get the best. I think it's more than just, I think that, so this is what I was telling you. There's two personas always. And of course, I expect people in Hollywood to be like that, because you have your persona that's out in public, and then you have your private life. But here's the thing. A, don't invite people into your private life.
Right.
Because then you're giving them an open ticket to talk about whatever they want to talk about.
Right.
And B, you don't want to be so far from the truth, meaning that you are the perfect family in front of cameras, but then when you go home, you can't stand each other and you live two separate lives, because that will manifest itself sooner or later. That's what I said to you.
Right.
And I said, so I feel like this was his internal struggle with everything that's happening in his life, because there is obviously some shit going on, but he let it slip and he almost let us peer behind the curtain. And what we saw behind the curtain, it was ugly. It's not pretty.
Listen,
and it was misdirected. It was misdirected anger.
Right.
And it was misdirected emotions, and it was misdirected, whatever's going on, the internal struggle in him. So I definitely believe his emotions have something to do with it, but I don't think that he just couldn't hold it back. He was so emotional. He feels so bad about his wife's alopecia, because let's be clear, he was laughing.
Yeah, at first
he was laughing.
Everybody was laughing. Then all of a sudden he changed his face.
Right. And
quickly.
That second camera angle, if I don't know if you guys have seen it, from someone that recorded behind Jada, when Will was actually in the act of slapping Chris Rock, she was laughing. So was she I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she was laughing because she thought it was a skit and they were pretending. But at some point you knew it was real. And like I said to you, if I were to scream, get my husband's name out your fucking mouth, you would automatically try to cover my mouth or grab me and say, hey, calm down, because you wouldn't want me to show that type of anger around the company that they were around that night.
Right. Because you're a big celebrity.
Right.
Now, it's sad because his reputation, I really believe, has been tarnished. The Oscars' reputation has been tarnished, and people are looking at this incident in a total different light. I tell you what, if I had went for the first time, I would never go again. But you got a lot of people up there, and a lot of white people that were watching this, that was there. And he, for the most part, he was not only embarrassment to himself, but to every other person there, black person.
Yeah, he was more embarrassing to minorities.
Okay.
Because we are fighting enough to get everything. And like I said, there was a beautiful Afro-Latina that won supporting actress role. And there was Questlove. Shout out to him, because wow, amazing.
Yeah,
and then all that got overshadowed by this stupid incident between two grown-ass men. Chris Rock's 57 and Will Smith's 50-something. And no one even remember. Honestly, if you were to say who won for blah, 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 they wouldn't remember, but they'd be like, oh, but is that the Oscars that Will Smith smacked Chris Rock? Yeah. Like, that's all anyone's ever going to remember.
And bad news always travels faster than good news. Okay. Now, when I looked at him, he didn't look like the same person. He looked like something completely had took hold of him. And they interviewed his mother. His mother said she never seen him act like that before.
A mother has to say that, because I'd say that about my kids too.
Well, she said she never seen him act like that before.
Even though my kids have my temper, I would still say that.
But he had also said that he's seen his father abuse his mother.
Oh, you're talking about the book he wrote.
I'm talking the book he wrote. Now, he's not the only one that came from abusive home. Because if you look at a lot of people that's following whoever channel,
but his
all over the world, we all have been in abusive families, in abusive relationships. We all been down that road, but that don't give us the right to go and abuse others.
Yeah, and his issue wasn't that he saw his dad abuse his mother; it's that he felt he did not protect his mother. So now I feel like everyone's grasping at straws to understand why he did it. And I told you, I have the most simplest explanation, plain and simple. She has told him what to do, how to do it, when to do it for so long that he's like a little puppy dog waiting for a treat. And she has the bag of treats. And when he acts right, she throws him a treat. Literally. So when she gave him that look, he went right back to the little puppy dog. I got to make my master happy. I want a treat. And he did what he thought would make her happy or proud of him. And he went up there and got out of his, like he's never done that before. So out of himself, right?
Yeah.
Out of how we normally would see a Will Smith. He would make a joke about it, or he would go up there and do a little hug and, wrestle with him a little and then just, say something to him and it'd be done. But he's so busy trying to please and get that treat, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened.
Well, not just that, but also she has a show.
Mm-hmm. The Red Table Talk, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't.
They air all their laundry of the family out there for everybody to see, and that's another can of worms. Mm. But what I'm trying to say is that he's not the only one on earth, and I want to make that plain.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because people look up to this guy as a role model.
Right, but I don't think that
in movies and films and everything else.
I think
even when he had the Prince of Bel-Air show.
Right, and that's what everybody's using all these reasonings on why they think he did it. Oh, because he offended his wife, and oh my gosh, she has alopecia. People have worse, but I'm not to belittle alopecia, but still, people have worse things going on. And everybody's like, oh, and he wants to make her happy. I believe that. Oh, and this and that. He wasn't, he's internally struggling with things. Well, people internally struggle with things all day.
A lot of things all day long.
So then, are we going to give everybody a pass that does something crazy that's struggling with something? Okay, well, we're all struggling.
Then we have mass confusion. Yeah. But you know what? I'm glad you mentioned that about the hair, because I'm gonna tell you something. Some people look beautiful with short hair. Some people look beautiful with no hair. God made us beautiful. Now, that's why you got weave. That's why you got wigs. That's why you got extension. Because if you don't like the way you look, you can do something about it. Male, female, whoever you are, you can change that. But that is no excuse for violence. It's unacceptable. And you were
saying that there was at first no apology. Then there was the apology after the Oscar committee said something, and then now there was this written on Instagram that's just so lame. Like, we're older, we know better. You don't apologize to somebody on social media.
Listen,
you call them or show up at their crib and you apologize. Like, that's how it is. And J-Rod just said that immediately afterwards he felt the embarrassment. I think that's where the tears came from. You think he was being fake, but I think that the embarrassment and the fact that it had sunk in those 40 minutes that he was sitting there, that's where those tears came from. Oh shit, I got to deal with this now. I think that's where the tears came from.
Well, he probably knew he screwed up.
Oh, he definitely screwed up.
But he is an actor, and people can look at even the tears in a different manner too, because actors do cry in their certain roles. Yes. They do have fake tears. Mm-hmm. So everybody that cried, that people cry in my face too.
Right.
And they wasn't genuine. And when I looked up, they had a knife in my back. Well, I thought you just cried. Okay. This is the old saying. It's nice to be important, Will Smith, but it's more important to be nice.
Yes. And a perfect example of that would have been Lady Gaga, because when Lady Gaga was sitting up there with Liza Minnelli, and Liza Minnelli was struggling, and she bent down and she whispered, I've got you. That to me put me in a whole nother mood after what had happened with Will Smith. Like, after I saw that, I was like, see, that's how people should be. That right there, that's the epitome of it. That's how we should be. With each other, showing each other a little mercy.
Showing each other a little love.
A little, yes, love and mercy, and yes.
John Lennon put out a song, All We Need Is Love. He got shot twice in the back.
Lennon.
But whatever his name was.
John Legend. John Legend might have sang it again, but John Legend
need to say it again. Okay. But when this guy lost it, Tyler Perry and what's the other guy? Denzel Washington came to console him.
Yeah.
And told him, okay, whenever the devil shows up, there's always going to be a blessing. Okay. So I got a different perspective about that.
Right. I think that Tyler.
Totally different perspective.
So I think Tyler Perry went there because at that point, that's when they were going to make him get removed, right? And to which he said no. And I think that Denzel, when he said to him, when you're going to achieve greatness, the devil's going to show up. he meant that towards. I don't think he meant it towards you. Chris Rock. By no means do I think Chris Rock is the devil. I hate when people say that. I hate when people even. How could you even equate anything or say anything like Will Smith's whole speech about his, my plan in my life and God and this and that? And I'm like, you just slapped the shit out of somebody. How are you talking about God in the same breath with the same hand? You just slapped the shit out of somebody.
So this,
am I wrong? Tell me. Let me know.
This is how that works. This is how that works.
I hate that crap.
They go to church, but the church ain't in there.
Boom.
So
there it is.
they visiting on Sunday.
That's it.
Okay. They clap their hands, give the pastor money, give the offering. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. And come Monday morning, it's a different ball game. It's like Dr. Heckle and Mr. Hyde, or whoever
Dr. Jekyll
Dr. Jekyll
Mr. Hyde.
And Mr. Hyde. Okay.
Yes.
It's a two-edged sword, double-faced. Why hide behind the mask when you can be real?
Yes, I totally agree with that. 100%. Absolutely.
So the Oscars should never condone violence. So something's going to.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. Now they have the investigation and they're going to put it in front of the board and they're going to see what they do to him. I don't think that the Oscars should be taken from him by any means, because let's be real.
They're going to take everybody else if they're going to take it from him.
Harvey Weinstein, yes. Yes. Right? There's been others that have done worse, but I think that he should feel some kind of ramification, meaning that maybe he's just not eligible for an Oscar again, which would make him void, and there'd be a lot of people that wouldn't want him in their movies.
You know what gets me also, Tina, on top of this, is that these people that are in Hollywood, and I know I'm having a lot of people that are going to bounce what I'm getting ready to say, they think they're above the law. They think that they're better than everybody else. Mm-hmm. Okay, if I got to drive 45 miles in a 45-mile speed zone, then that's what should be required. They can go 65, 70, and just because they're a celebrity or a recording artist, they're going to get a pound of wrist, and ain't nobody going to say nothing to them.
That's the world.
And that's
the world we live in.
That's the world that we live in.
They worship idols.
They worship a lot of these people, a lot of these kids. Even Charles Barkley had to tell people, I'm not your role model.
Right.
I'm not your idol.
Right.
So you are what you worship. You are what you use as an idol. Because for the most part, this guy played in a whole lot of movies, from westerns to sitcom. I mean, for everything that you can think about. But for this to happen, people see him in a different light. Now, you know what? I got buku respect for those that didn't get up and clap for him when he did get his award.
Yes,
because there are some people that sat just like this,
that was the most outrageous thing. That when he did get the award, they gave him a standing ovation. They acted like 40 minutes ago nothing happened.
Nothing happened. Everything cool.
Yeah, and they made sure that they let him have his long ass speech. Everybody else would have been cut the hell off. And then he went out that night and had the nerve to party, and knew people would be posting. And people, of course, were recording and posting, and he's out. And J-Rod said, ego, that's ego. Right there. Epitomized, that's ego. Him sitting there, holding his Oscar, singing his songs, acting like, like basically his shit don't sing. Like,
and not just that, J-Rod, it's also pride. And that's one of the things that God hates.
Ego is pride.
Oh, that's it then. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's
ego is pride.
Proverbs 6:16 says, these 6 things that God hates, 7 are abomination unto him. A proud look is the first thing on the list. And a lot of these people, like I said, they got these big homes, they got these big cars, they can say what they want to say, they can flash those cards, they wearing the best of Gucci, they wearing the best of the Armani or whatever, the big mansions, all that kind of stuff. But for the most part, in their minds, they're miserable. They don't know if they're coming or going, because this is a perfect example of what Hollywood looks like. I hope everybody gets this.
But I'll tell you this. And
I hope they get this.
I loved when Jim Carrey said what he said. He said that was disgusting. We're not the cool kids anymore in Hollywood. He said, you're not supposed to, that's not okay what he did.
There's some people that spoke out against him, but Tyler Perry and Denzel try to comfort this guy. Okay, try to bring him back and try to calm him.
De-escalate, I feel, is more a better
word. Try to bring, but by then,
mm-hmm.
he had already lost it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then and when he lost it and he yelled, why didn't Jada at that point tell him to slow his roll and calm him down? She just sat there with her arms crossed, like she done damn got put in cement. Like I would have been like
she was getting the Grammy,
or stop, or I'd have been like, hey, there's no way you wouldn't even let me. If I were to cuss, like if I were to say right now, y'all better keep my man's name out your fucking mouth, he'd be like, and I get ready to say it again, he would stop me. There's no way you would let me say something like that.
Right is right and wrong is wrong. But what was security doing? Out having Dunkin' Donuts, having coffee, having a cup of tea.
You're incognito.
Where is this big
You're
event?
Incognito.
Now you got millionaires sitting here, black, white, all kind of nationalities sitting here, okay, trying to have a good night when this guy loses his mind.
Yeah. Tyson Cole said, I think it's about he's about to feel the punishment from this. I think he just lost some roles. I absolutely agree, because that's what I think. I think that that's what the punishment's going to be, that he's going to be ineligible for an Oscar, be it 1 year, a few years, or forever. And that is going to make, if I were a director or a producer, make me say, well, I don't want him in this role. I don't care how awesome he would be, because I want this and I need this movie to be Oscar worthy. And if it can't be because of you, you're not going to be the one to star in it. So yes, I agree with that. And Robin Brown, hi Robin. Robin said, I love you guys.
Love you too, man. But we're gonna.
I know it's a man or a woman.
Okay, well, male or female, love you from the bottom of my heart. But I'm disturbed about this thing because I haven't been able to sleep for a couple of nights. Me and Tina have been talking about this ever since it happened.
So hold on. So
and I'm disturbed about this.
So you have someone going again. So where's the lamb sauce? Said Will Smith was totally right. My question would be, why? Why was Will Smith totally right?
And when
I would love to know.
And when has violence and slapping somebody in the face has been acceptable?
Well, his is the violence.
Because Mike Tyson was up there. Mike Tyson would have knocked him out in one punch, and the fight would have been over.
Well, yours is the violence issue. Mine's, on the other hand, is I have a Jada issue. I have a Jada issue ever since she first got with Will Smith, because he was definitely not gone from his wife. But my issue is that I told you, she thinks and she acts like she is the master and he's the little dog.
She's Queen Sheba.
Yeah. So I always have a problem with that, because I always think like she dictates what she wants him to do, and he just like, he does it. She strokes him the right way and he does it. Chaz 55 says, you never put your hands on another person. That was an assault on live television. Absolutely. I'm mad at the Academy for allowing him to accept his award and to make a speech. Yes.
I agree 100%. They should have put him out whether he wanted to go out or not. You know what? Punching anybody, not just a man, but a woman too. A woman is not a punching bag, okay? No man should ever put his hands on a woman. I told my wife, if I ever got to put my hands on you, we don't need to be together no more. I need to leave. You need to leave. We don't need to be together no more. Because a woman should not be hit by no man. And it's the same thing about a man that's doing his job as a comedian to get slapped in the face. Because I've heard some comedians say a lot of other derogatory stuff, and they didn't get slapped in the face.
Yeah. And Robin said, I feel he totally disrespected the Oscars. You use self-control. Absolutely. Like I said, he took the shine from that's the big thing. He took the shine, and everyone should equally enjoy the Oscars. Everyone should equally have their moment. That is why they time the speeches. That is why they have the set order that they do for people to receive their awards. Everyone should receive recognition. They worked very hard for it, and they deserve their moment. So you definitely, like I said, like Robin said, even you use self-control. What you do, even if he needed that moment to be Big Willie and walk up on the stage, he should have tackled and bear hugged him. Then he definitely should have said in his ear, I'll see you behind the stage. Because if you really had a problem with what he said with your wife, like me, I told you, I was like, I wouldn't want no one stopping me. Like when I get in that ass, I'm getting in that ass.
Listen.
Meaning I'm going to wait till we get to the back where no one can stop me, where the cameras won't go down,
right?
Where I don't need no one to see what I'm about to do. But believe me, if I love you and I'm there for you, I'm down for you, I'm your ride or die.
Right.
I'm going to do it behind the scenes.
Believe
that.
Now, all celebrities, even comedians, are chiming in on this. Now, I listened to an interview yesterday, Ricky Smiley. Mm-hmm. Ricky Smiley said, now listen, that was wrong. The man was disrespected. He said, but that was me up on the stage. He said, I would have shut that sucker down.
Listen, Marlon Wayans had the best. He had the best.
He said, I would have shut it down.
Marlon Wayans said, lucky that wasn't me. He said, because I would have disrespected the whole Black community because we would have tore that stage up. I was like, right? I'm with you, Marlon. I'm with you. Because if I didn't hit you first and you hit me, I mean, it's on and cracking. You're calm and nice, and I think you would have went on.
I'm calm and nice.
You would have went on like Chris Rock and then just been angry afterwards, but
I keep my ears open, and I'm a kind of person. I'm a current events person, not just a YouTuber, but I always want to know what's around me, and what's in my midst. And I wouldn't even act this Oscars thing, but I felt pain and I felt nervousness because I came from a family of violence. I came from a family where people disrespected one another. So I know what that feels like for someone to come out of nowhere and slap you in the face. Right. Now you're embarrassed. But you know what? Good's coming out of this because now this guy's going to make more money than he ever made.
Yeah, those tickets went, and he deserves it. He deserves every penny of that. They were already complaining that as of March 18th, his tickets for his, talking about Chris Rock, his comedy show,
which started last night.
The lowest price was $46, and now they're starting at $400. And I said, he deserves it. There you go. Boom. Robin says, so far in the USA, we still have freedom of speech, and you can't get violent because you don't like what someone says. That's right.
Thank you very much.
I've said it on multiple videos, like really old videos where even when we're in the DR, I was going off because all I can do is defend him. People have said really shitty things about both of us.
Yeah, they sure have.
And I sit there and say, well, we put ourselves out there. We put ourselves on this forum, right? Where people watch us and our mannerisms and this and that. So I guess whatever they want to say, they can say. But you do get to that breaking point where you're just like, you've seen me where I've walked around the house and I'm yelling and screaming because I'm like, oh man, you should just let me you should let me just say it. And you're like, no. And you see, but that's the difference. You're not a Jada. You're not like, yeah, go on, get in front of the camera and say what you want. You say, no, Tina, you have to calm down. Don't talk to people like that. It's okay. Vent to me. But, that's how people are. And you just have to love them. And I'm like,
And I try to bring her back in because we help us one to another. And I don't want to see my wife go out there like that. And she'll want to see me lose my temper too. Because I'm going to tell you something. I don't care how kind we are, how we've been raised. Everybody has a button.
Oh, heck yeah.
And when you hit that wrong button, you're going to see a different person come out of their face.
Your button's small, but my button's really huge.
The button is huge.
So Chaz 55 said, that was a coward move. Chris had his hands behind his back. You got that right. When Will assaulted him, I don't think he ever thought that would happen. That's why. Never giving him a chance to defend himself. Chris was smart. He wasn't going to risk losing his endorsements. Yep. And that's where that age comes in. Chris Rock, 57. Will Smith, a young 50. You would think he would know better, but he does not, right? And his wife younger. That's age and wisdom.
You've seen, listen.
Secure the bag. That's all I gotta say. Secure the bag.
Thumbs up. Let's know where you guys from. But you guys have seen what Janet Jackson had went through at the Super Bowl.
Yes.
And that
wasn't even her fault.
And that wasn't her fault.
Yeah.
No, not just that, but also when she was down to get that endorsement from Coca-Cola, that $1 billion. But because of what Michael Jackson, allegations against Michael Jackson, her brother, that stopped her from getting that deal. Right. So you know what? Sometimes we do stuff to ourselves that's self-inflicted, and you cut your own throat, and you can't blame nobody but yourself.
So not to give a little pause for the cause. Make sure you guys if you haven't already, hit thumbs up and always hit subscribe and notification bells. But we are trying out my new mic because I am going to start a podcast pretty soon. And how does it sound? Does it sound good? Do we sound awesome? I hope so. This is my big test of the mic. So if it sounds great, give us a thumbs up in the comments, actually, so that we know that it sounds really crystal clear because I like this mic a lot. It's how I do my voiceovers.
Well, I'm sitting in the back of the mic because I've been screaming because I'm still upset about it because I'm sitting here trying to analyze the whole thing, and I'm looking at this innocent man that's doing his job that they call to be one of the, the announcers of one of the awards, and he gets. I mean, he could have knocked his teeth out. He could have closed fisted him.
Right.
He could have actually hit him so hard.
Right.
I mean, just think about the whole implication of the whole thing. Yeah. It was just why do black people got to keep hating on black? Why we got to keep hurting one another? Right. What is the problem? What is the deal?
Because he definitely wouldn't have done that if that was like a Ricky Gervais or somebody else up there. He wouldn't have done it. 100%. He wouldn't have done it. He wouldn't have. The backlash would have been so horrible, and he would have been put under the jail that night. If it had been a white comedian up there, he wouldn't have done it. 100%. I stand by that. You can say what you want. I stand by that. Robin said, "You are so right. I'm so tired of people using the, I came from an abusive family defense to everything they do wrong." Yes. And next Sunday, that's so funny because you already done this.
Inspirational. I did an inspirational.
And the inspirational word was about how everybody
claimed to be broken.
Yes. And that's an excuse for the broken behavior. So hurting others and doing things to others, and you're saying, "Oh, well, I'm broken. I'm a work in progress." I'm so tired of hearing that crap. I'm a work in progress too, but I don't go around slapping people.
The whole world is a work in process, but that don't give you
we all are.
A free ticket or a driver's license to go and attack somebody and slap them in the face. Okay, and not just that, but also to take people's gas out of their car, and they work so hard to put that gas in their car. I don't care how much gas costs.
Yeah, we've been seeing that.
Okay, we've been seeing a lot of that. But hold on top of this, while he's up there slapping the HELL out of Chris Rock, you got people in Ukraine living in bomb shelters and subway stations, getting bombed on, losing their lives, while he up there acting a fool. When we can be getting bombed on too. So you got to look at it from just not one perspective, from a lot of perspective. Because I'll tell you what. If you disrespect one black person, you disrespecting all of us. We all in this together. We all been through slavery. We all been through hard times. We all been through rough times in our homes and our families.
Yep. And men, like he's a man and you're a man and you're both in the struggle together to provide for your families, and you're this and you're that. And Chris Rock's family was there as well as Will Smith. Right. And then you're just gonna disrespect somebody because that is like, listen. I'm telling you right now, you try to slap me, we're tearing the whole place down because I think that's so disrespectful.
And even the kids co-sign his behavior. Now, some of you guys just got here, but we were talking about her condition where she can't grow hair.
Jers said hello, ENT, so say hello.
What's happening, man? Much love.
Why do you say man to everybody?
I always call people guys.
Representa. All the women, put the women symbol because this fool is like calling everybody man.
I love you all. And you will never have to worry about cribbing needs.
Hey guys or hey gals.
Attack anybody.
Hey.
Angry as I get. You don't have to worry about that. But even his kids co-signed the foolishness. So now they're going to grow up with the foolishness just like the parents.
Right. Well,
the sins of the parents fall on the child. That's how they were raised. That's the environment. And they put everything out. So everybody's now, Fat Joe, Tasha K, everybody's on this subject.
So can I switch real quick? So I would like to point out, so we are at our desk, which is normally how we do videos. We have we don't have the picture up, we have this new map. But if you just notice how far back and how much space we have, because we get a lot of people talk to us about, I don't want to move to Portugal because your European apartments are so tiny. And like we've said a million times, even though we're not taking you all the way through the apartment, this is just the living room. And the living room in this apartment extends out to a 3-door balcony. And I just want to point that out real quick, that we pay 650 euros, to be clear, euros. So it's like 711 a month US. And I would like to say that we have been watching, as we do on YouTube, other YouTubers and other people. And so we really do have to do a new edited
cost of living update.
Yeah, cost of living update. Because when you see what you can get I mean, we paid $1,000 in the DR, but that place was huge. It was too big for us.
Yeah, it was
half
like-
of it sat empty and got dusty.
Right.
So there's no point.
And
But
we had to hire a maid.
Right. too big and dusty. But I would just like to say that here, when they say, and you see people doing videos, and literally maybe where the TV is the end of the, like the edge of the TV, this end, not that end, is the edge of, that's their whole living room. That's like a normal European, like overpriced place in Lisbon or Porto.
Right.
And then when I tell them I live in Leiria, literally majority of Portuguese say,
Right.
"Oh, you're smart because you get." Like I can walk,
we're on the
babe,
Silver
walk,
Coast.
babe. Show them how long that of a walk
And-
that is. That's
and-
not.
And,
It's not
and,
close.
And if you look, I got a sound bar there, a pork sound bar, and the subwoofer down there. But that TV is 65 inches. That's how long it is.
Yeah. So I mean, it's huge for the price. A lot of people think that these these apartments are small, but they are not by any means. And you just get what you pay for when you move kind of out of the capital, which would be Lisbon, or out of the north, which is Porto. And the thing that I love about where we're located, also the Silver Coast, you're right in the middle. So it's an hour and a half to Porto. It's an hour and a half if you want to go way down to Lisbon. So you get the best of both worlds. You can go wherever you want. We have our daughter that's coming soon, actually in April. So we wanted to be centrally located so we can get to the airport when any of our kids flew in. And we could also get to wherever we wanted to go and what we wanted to do. So Nueva says, I have a question. Whatever country you're moving to, like DR, did you keep your US bank or change it? I kept my US bank when I was in the DR and here. I never have closed my US bank. I just take and I deposit what I need, meaning we live by a budget. I know and have allocated a certain amount. Sometimes I go a little over, sometimes I go under, but I have an amount that I bring over into whatever bank it was. So when we're in the DR, I would bring that over through, what was it? The PayPal vessel, the
Venmo?
No, it wasn't. No. Well, if you watch the old videos in the DR, I said what app I used to bring over the money in the DR. And that's what I would use and it would come over. Zoom. Thank you.
Zoom.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Zoom.
Too much of this. And
I like to
would
fly
only
away.
bring in what I needed for that month. And so that way you're keeping the transaction costs down. You're keeping money that you need in the US just in case. And you're watching that transaction, exchange rate, because I don't want to bring a whole bunch over. Like I said, had I made the mistake of bringing over a ton when I first moved to the DR, it was only at 50 DOP to $1. But then when we left, it was 59. So had I done that, right? Well, yeah, it's less now. But had I done that, I would have lost a ton of money. So the best thing to do is bring it when you need it, or when you see that the dollar is strong and the DOP is weak, because then you can maximize on that. And now because of the war, the euro and the dollar are darn near getting close. They're closer than when we got here.
Right.
So like I said, every month I do the same thing. I transfer over through Wise what I need and only what I need. And if I go over, then I do a little bit more. So yes, make sure you do that, because your money is the most important thing. And you want to make sure that you're not losing out on that exchange rate.
Right.
And you're not, bringing over so much that you lose out, because you'll lose at the end. Prof said, good morning or good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Now also in transition, when you transition from one place to another, everything is about timing and planning and execution. We did a video on this in the Dominican Republic.
But when it comes to money, you can never, because I mean, I never thought when we got to 58 and to 59 that it would go all the way down to like 56, 57, wherever it teeters now. I didn't think it was going to go down that drastic.
But it was 50 when we got there, though, right?
Yeah, but I was on the uptake, you always want to say, "Oh, it's getting better, it's
Yeah,
getting better,"
getting better.
but you don't think it's ever going to drop down so much. And when we left, it was going between 59, 58, 59, 58. I remember when we cashed out, I looked, it was 59, and now you look at it, it's 56. I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're talking people who put tens of thousands of dollars, that's a lot of money.
But you got to get in where you can fit in. And we left at the perfect time from the Dominican Republic, and we stayed in the States for a while. We left there, visit family, and we came here. You got to get in where you can fit in, and everything is about timing and how you execute it and how you plan everything. Because if you stay too long, now look what you're dealing with in the States right now.
So Laura said, "Hey, they're nice to see you, doing well in your new country. We are trying, Laura, and hi to you." And Leva said, "Yeah, I remember your old videos, but now I'm about 7 years to retire. I'm trying to plan now." And she's a female.
There you go.
I knew it.
You go,
but listen, so make a list, because there's some things that you would want to do in short term, and there's some things that are long term. Like, you don't want to pay for insurance. I hear people doing this, and I always go, why? People pay for insurance like literally a year out, and I'm like, no, you only need it a month or two before you're going to hit, because usually all you need is 30 days for it to go active. So don't pay for that until you get closer. Now, when we got here, when it came to us, we had to pay 2 to 3 months early for insurance and things like that in our apartment, because we needed it for immigration.
Right.
But if you don't need it for immigration, watch what you're spending money on, because that's loss. That's a loss leader to me. And you'll look at that and you'll say, I paid for that and I need to pay for that. So yeah, but look at all that when you're doing it. So yes, there is things you can plan for. And we literally made a chart, and that's like how we decided what we were going to do, what in what order, and things like that. If you're going on a scouting trip and you want to open up a bank account, there's hardly any bank fees, and you don't have to put that much in. So that you could do early. See what I'm saying?
And if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Yes.
That's basically all in a nutshell. Because it takes a lot of research. It ain't easy. You guys see us sitting here chilling, living our best life, but you know what? Hard work. I
mean, it takes a lot.
A lot of this online,
and you'll still be wrong. So because there's still stuff I was wrong about. Like there's still stuff I was wrong about. So you got to chalk it up and say, okay, well, I learned. So
but I'd rather be here though than be in the box. I tell you that right now. Any day of the week, I'd rather be here.
So Nueva said, Portugal is beautiful. Definitely enjoying your country hopping, and so are we. And we're glad, because we have some more countries to show you guys. So stay tuned.
We can show you better than we can tell you. Okay. Bad news is though, I crashed my drone. So
yeah.
And now that
I gotta take a picture and like post it.
Take a picture and post it.
It died.
I need some donations.
R.I.P.
I need some donations for a new drone.
Sorry.
Okay. I need some donations for a new drone. So if you guys want to make a cause for the, what's it called?
Applause for the cause.
Applause for the cause. Then you can do that. Feel free. Okay.
Right down there on your.
Yeah, right down there.
Sorry, this way for them. This way on your computer.
Yeah, but I'm gonna start hitting every video I do. I'm gonna say, hey, I need to get me another drone. I just love it.
They were you drinking?
No, I was
actually,
sober.
Yeah, no, he wasn't.
I was sober. I was sober after me.
He thought when it was landing that it would land inside the area that he had sent it from, but
the battery was too weak.
Yeah,
the battery was too weak.
The indicators couldn't pick it up.
And sense it.
Right. It.
Dang.
I watched it, and so it was like, no. I saw it hit, and I saw it fall like really far.
I felt like when Chris Rock got slapped. That's what I felt. And that freaking
so to tie everything in, there you go. That ties in what we're talking about. So.
Absolutely. But based on what we were talking about, I'm hoping that something will come out of this, that this don't never happen again, because a lot of people there that was fearful, because if you get a person that loses his mind and you start hitting on people, who you gonna hit next? Okay, and you got a lot of people sitting here and it was like, oh man, I can't wait to get out of here. But then he was partying, having a good time, holding up his Oscar, having a good time partying, okay? And it was like nothing happened.
Right.
I mean, like, who does that? And
somebody that thinks they got away with it. That's who.
But this is mental. And I'm gonna tell you something. We have a lot of people in Hollywood that you think that's normal. Look at Robin Williams.
But you know what?
They are mentally sick in their minds.
Also, what plays into that mentality.
So don't kill yourself trying to get the autograph.
Wait, but also what plays into that is who's telling you what? Because when you got hype men who tell you you're doing no wrong and sitting up there telling you that, oh yeah, what you did, you good, you should have done that. When you got hype men hyping you up like that, you think you didn't do any wrong. That's what it is. You gotta I tell you this all the time. I love you enough to tell you when you mess up. I love you enough that even when you get mad when I correct you, I'm gonna correct you. You want to know why? Because I don't want you looking crazy in these streets.
Because you love me.
Yes, because that's how much I love you. I'm not making you ain't looking crazy in these streets.
Love will have.
Oh, watch out! Don't say what Rick's you okay?
What? Yeah.
What Will Smith said that about
okay,
love.
So Rick. Okay, so Will Smith said love will make you do some crazy things. No, it won't. And I don't want nobody to be under the assumption that, because that is unacceptable, that love will make you go upside somebody's head, because that's not love.
So Remo said, "Hi guys, you look great." Thank you, Remo.
Thank you.
And he said, "How is the rain over there?" So we did have rain today. Did we have some rain yesterday? It was kind of overcast.
Just a little bit. We had a little rain yesterday.
But on the weekend and Monday, it was like 70 some degrees because we had a friend that talked to you from Detroit, Michigan. And he was like, "Oh, it's so cold. What's the temperature out there?" And we were like 71 because it was sunny. And I was like, "Yeah, it's 71." That was Sunday.
Right, that was Sunday. And I'm 22 minutes from the beach, a beautiful beach. And that's just one beach. Okay, get to the beach, blink my eyes. I'm at the beach. Freeway's nice, beautiful.
Nova said, "No love won't make you do that on TV," right?
Thank you. I mean,
secure the bag. I would be like, "Look, you could be mad later."
It's like, to do that. How can you tell me you love me? And I can see a lot of women thinking like this. Man, how can you tell me you love me? You just went upside my head.
Yeah, but he didn't go upside her head. He went upside Chris Rock's
right,
head.
But they was taking pictures together before and everything. They was all hugged up. We got pictures of them hugged up, being friends and everything.
Years ago, yes.
Years ago. I wouldn't care.
They acted together, yes.
They acted together. But now, this man says something, and I've seen people say worse things. Dave Chappelle and other people.
Listen, I would never want to be on Dave Chappelle's.
I wouldn't even want to go to the restroom if I'm on one of his shows, okay? Because I watched that movie, Nutty Professor.
See, and even Laura said vanity and ego. Exactly.
It is terrible because these people think that they better than you and I because they're in Hollywood and they got Grammys and Oscars and everything else, and they feel that you can't even talk to them, even shake their hand.
Right. Whoever said they don't think about the consequences. Absolutely, 100%. I agree with you. Yeah, because what are consequences to them? Like, especially because what are consequences when they can get up and get an award and get a standing ovation? Where's the consequence? There was no consequence.
And I was asking you, Tina.
I think, hold on, but I think the same thing about Miko. Where's the consequence? You did what you did.
Right.
I have the legal documents, although we've never released them, on him admitting to every single thing he did to that boy to cop a plea. And still, he has a YouTube channel that's getting still tons of views, still subscribers, and still people watching the even if they're not subscribing, they're still watching the videos. So after all that he did twice, not once, allegedly, I'll say allegedly because they make me say allegedly, but I'll tell you this, to those boys, you still sitting up here getting money, right? Money through donations, money through YouTube. You're still doing it. And that's what it is. They think that they're not going to get in trouble. And whoever said, if I paid all the bills in the house and end up doing something like this and get locked up, who's going to pay the bills, right? That's the secure the bag.
Who's going to pay him? Who's going to pay him?
Yes.
And the sad part, the really, really sad part the nuts and bolts about this whole thing is that there was hundreds of people in that venue that thought that he was correct, protecting his wife and slapping the crap out of Chris Rock. Now, I know it's one thing to have a different opinion about certain things, but now you telling me that Hollywood's got a special pass and it's all right to go upside somebody's head, and people are doing this all the time now. Yeah, you're right with that. So it's all right to just go upside somebody's head, and you don't get they ask you to leave, you ain't leaving, so no cops are there. Okay, they should always have security at these kind of events. Even Travis Scott concert, they have security. But I didn't see no security stop this fool when he walked up and slapped the crap out of this guy, and then had a smile on his face when he walked back to his seat.
They would never stop him, and I told you this before. Security would have never stopped him because Will Smith is known to be like the funny guy, the soft guy. He's soft-sided. I would call him bitch. He's soft, right? So normally they would expect him to go up there, go like this, hug him, and not do nothing bad to him, or go like this and pretend he was gonna hit him, but not really hit him. That is what he's known for. So security, if there was 50 security, they still would not have stopped Will Smith. You can say that all you want. I know you guys all agree with me. They would not have stopped Will Smith. They would have let him go up there. They would have thought that that's what he was going to do. And then he would have done what he'd have done. And everybody would have been sitting there with their ass in their hands like they were like, oh, shit. And it's too late because once he slapped him, it was done. If they would have tackled him, it would have been overkill. And then everybody would have been even more on Will Smith's side. Because they'd been like, oh my God, why did you tackle him like that? He didn't punch him. He didn't shoot him. He just slapped him. Okay. So you can't win for losing.
Okay, so I'm sorry. Okay, so let me tell you what the biggest backlash was: social media. Because one thing about the committee, the people that's on committee, they can't not see the backlash. It was on every news channel that I've seen. Everybody was talking about it. It was breaking news, and I could not believe all the people that was chiming in about this one event. We have gone about the war.
They should. I mean, listen. Comedians have a right to chime in because they're going to be affected by this. Like a lot of them said, this opened the door because from a legal standpoint, you know, I like to look at everything from a legal standpoint. Go ahead. This sets precedence. So now this sets precedence on everybody who doesn't like what a comedian say and wants to strike at them, whether they're in a comedy show, whether they're on a award show, whether they see them in the street, they're going to be like, I can do whatever I have to do to protect my family because, hey, Will Smith got away with it. It sets precedence. This is why everybody's watching, because they want to know, what is the Oscar committee going to do? What are going to be the ramifications to Will Smith in his career? What is going to happen from this? Because if nothing happens, it's open game. If anybody says anything you don't like, hell, you can go ham. You can go ham. So then where's all the people that want to attack Donald Trump for all the shit he said? Like, is this going to be the new norm? Let me know, because I'm going to book me a trip so I can go slap the shit out of him, because he definitely says some stuff I don't like.
Yeah, but people, like I said, people that have a good sense of humor, like I said, it takes more muscles to frown than it do to smile. Exactly. So people...
It wouldn't bother me.
The world is so ugly right now. Things are so happening. Plus, people want to laugh and funny.
Demi Moore in G.I. Jane, she was fierce. Let it be known. She was beautiful, strong. I wish somebody would compare me to her. Hello.
I bet you the average woman, though, that has self-confidence within herself wouldn't have got upset.
I wouldn't have.
If she don't have no hair. Because there's some beautiful human beings out there that went through cancer treatments. I knew one that went to our church. She wasn't concerned about having a bald head, and she was I don't know if she's Hawaiian or whatever, but you know what? She was just more concerned about getting healthy, going through a chemo, and being back with her family. She didn't care. She stayed on the praise team. She did a normal life. She was a school teacher. Okay, she was bald, but you know what? When all that is said and done, at the end of the day, you got to be happy with yourself. That's the deal.
Right.
You got to be happy with yourself, good or bad.
So how would you wrap this all up? What is the last thing you'd like to say on this? Because I would like to be done with this.
You know what? You can't wrap this up until the committee decide what they're going to do about this maniac. Because it wasn't right.
You can, because I think if you dead, something is dead, and then it gets, like I say, a fire needs oxygen. As long as you breathe oxygen into that fire is going to keep on. I personally, when I'm done with somebody or a situation, I'll give you no oxygen.
No justice, no peace.
No oxygen, because
no justice,
I'm not going to sit up there and say anything to you. I'm not going to acknowledge you even exist, because when I'm done, I'm done. So that's how I think that we need to do this. And I think Chris Rock is doing it best, because again, last night he had his show in Boston. It was the first comedy show since the event. And he said, I'm still
he just kind of
analyzing. Yeah. I'm still
he can't believe it. He's still in shock.
And I have, maybe one day I'll have some stuff to say, because this is great comedy to him.
Right.
These are some great jokes. Think about it. Eddie Murphy, Kevin Hart, whatever era of comedian that you love, they would have some great shit to say about this.
But he thinks
it's
comedy to him, but ain't no comedy for Will Smith.
No.
Or Jada.
It's not comedy for them. It's not comedy to him. It happened to him. So
right, it happened to him.
But that's why he needs time to process. Let the man process. Let the man have his moment. Let the man secure the bag, get all that money that he wasn't going to get for those tickets. And then later on, let him come with the jokes. And he deserves every single one of those jokes. And he deserves every residual from those jokes. And Will Smith better sit down, take a seat, boo, take a seat in the back of the room and listen to the teacher. That's all I have to say. That's boop.
Yeah, he's going to win.
That's how I wrap
I think
up.
Chris Rock is going to win in the end. Okay? Bob said, bless all the peacemakers, for they shall inherit the earth.
And that's how we will wrap this up.
And that's how we wrap this up.
There you go.
Guys, it's been fun. It's always good to speak with you guys and to show you guys our adventure.
Yes.
Hey, we're going to Paris next month.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's a day.
And next month will be here tomorrow.
Next month.
So just keep your eyes, because
not for a while, but yes,
we're gonna have some fun.
In the month of April, we will. So stay tuned, stay engaged. We love you guys so much. Thank you, and hello to all our new subscribers. Remember that we always appreciate you guys, and continue to hit subscribe, continue to hit the notification bell, continue to give this and all videos a thumbs up, because that's what changes that algorithm, that subscribe and thumbs up. And like you always say, and all information, like I always say, is underneath every video.
So in the meantime, remember that life certainly is to be enjoyed.
Yes.
And not destroyed.
Yep.
Have a wonderful day. Peace.